If you're watching this video, you're probably already thinking about introducing your child to a vegan or plant-based diet, and you're researching how to do that. It can be frustrating and confusing because there's a lot of information out there and a lot of it contradicts itself. So I'm gonna try to put this video together and try to answer all your questions and make it as simple as possible. This information is specific for babies 12 months and older. This is generally the age at which you would stop breastfeeding or formula or just start weaning them off it. Up until now, they've been receiving all the nutrients they need from these sources, but from this point on, they're gonna have to start relying for their calories and their nutrients from actual food. The nutrients that are particularly important for your child's development at this age are iron, vitamin D, B12, calcium, zinc, omega-3, DHA, protein and fat. The beauty of eating a vegan or a plant-based diet is that you are by definition eating food that comes from earth, meaning it has not been processed and is very nutrient rich. So all the nutrients I just mentioned, you don't even have to stress about, because as long as your baby is eating a variety of veggies, legumes and greens, she's gonna be getting everything she needs. So let's go through the list to get an understanding of each nutrient and some of the sources. Let's start with iron. Iron is very important because it moves oxygen throughout your body, and oxygen is very important. It's key for cell regeneration. Some of the sources of iron are hemp seeds, chia seeds, lentils, black beans, chickpeas, quinoa, brown rice, oatmeal, Swiss chard, and collard greens. From ages 1 to 3, your baby's gonna need 7 milligrams of iron. This looks like 100 grams of chia seeds or a quarter cup of oatmeal. Now remember, there's a lot of foods that are rich on iron. So you don't have to go feed your child a tablespoon of chia seeds or a quarter cup of oatmeal. Variety is good. So what matters is that they get the daily allowance. It doesn't matter if it comes from one source or 10 different sources. One neat thing to know about iron is that vitamin C helps its absorption. So try to add it to their diet by giving them an orange, pineapple, or even adding broccoli or spinach to their meals. Next one on the list is calcium. Calcium is very important for the formation of teeth and bones. Some sources of calcium are broccoli, cabbage, chickpeas, collard greens, tempeh, kale, navy beans, peas, and lentils. A child between the ages of 1 and 3 needs about 700 milligrams per day. Just to give you an idea, a cup of collard greens contains about 300 milligrams of calcium, and a cup of cooked navy beans contains 126 milligrams. So just as long as your baby is eating a variety of foods, he's gonna get the daily allowance that he needs. A great tip to know about calcium is that vitamin D helps with its absorption. So keep that in mind when it comes to outside play. And talking about vitamin D, which is the next one on the list, there are no plant sources of vitamin D, but you can use a supplement, or you could just make sure your child plays outside for a little bit every day. 30 minutes should do the trick, although it does depend on altitude, skin pigmentation, or weather. It is important to keep in mind though, if you're planning on staying outside for a longer period of time, make sure you protect your child's skin from the harmful effects of the sun. And next one up the list is omega-3. Omega-3 is very important for the development of the brain, nerves, and eyes. The body has the ability to transform omega-3 into DHA, which is why I'm bundling these two. Some sources of omega-3 are, again, hemp, chia seeds, flax seeds, edamame, kidney beans, and Brussels sprouts. A child between the ages of 1 and 3 will need about 0.7 grams of omega-3 a day. So just by adding half a tablespoon of flaxseed to a baby's puree a day will do the trick. Next one up the list is B12. This one is very important because there are no plant foods that will fulfill your daily allowance. You will need to supplement this vitamin, but it's so easy, it will pose no issue at all. There are two types of vitamin 12, methylcobalamin and cyanocobalamin. The most common that you will find is methylcobalamin, and that's okay to use, but I do recommend cyanocobalamin because it gets absorbed easier. A child between the ages of 1 and 3 will need 0.9 micrograms a day. The B12 that I use comes in a powder form, and it's a pink powder. I add it to her meals on a daily basis, but you can add it weekly if you like. Now we have zinc. Zinc is very important for the development of the reproductive organs and brain, and it's key for the evolution of the immune system. Some foods that are rich in zinc: hemp seeds, chia seeds, lentils, oatmeal, quinoa, black beans, green peas, avocados, flaxseed, asparagus, A child between the ages of 1 and 3 will need 3 milligrams per day. An ounce of cashews contains 1.6 milligrams, and a quarter cup of oatmeal contains 1.1. So an easy way to provide the daily allowance for your child would be cooking an oatmeal breakfast made with cashew milk. Protein. Protein builds, maintains, and restores body tissue, so it is particularly important for a growing child. The good thing is, protein is probably the least of your worries when it comes to a vegan or a plant-based diet because it's found in so many foods. Lentils, chia seeds, chickpeas, beans, edamames, green peas, oatmeal, quinoa, and hemp seeds. The daily recommended allowance of protein is calculated a little different than the rest. This time you'll need to use your baby's weight. You'll need to multiply 0.70 grams times your baby's weight. So as an example, my daughter's weight is 25 pounds. So I'll need to multiply 0.70 times 25, which equals 17.5 grams of protein. I could reach this amount of protein by feeding my child a quarter cup of chickpeas, an ounce of chia seeds, and some veggies like sweet peas or broccoli. Last one but not least is fat. Fat is not a vitamin or a mineral, but it made the cut because it's very important. Non-vegan children at this point are recommended to start drinking cow's milk, not just because of the calcium, but because of the fat. Fats are crucial for the development of the brain, the body, and it provides fuel to burn as energy. Fats should comprise 40 to 50% of a child's calorie intake. Given that it's such a big portion of their meals, we should make sure that we provide good fats like avocados, hemp hearts, or even nut milks. You can always use nut butters. You can add it to her purees or even use it as a spread on bread or fruit. I personally like to mash a piece of avocado and add it to her purees. I also make her breakfast out of full-fat cashew milk and oatmeal. And her mid-afternoon snack is a chia pudding made of cashew milk. So as you can see, maintaining a healthy vegan or plant-based diet is not complicated. And no, you don't need animal protein. It will take some planning and dedication, but it's very worth it. Your child's first years are the foundation to the rest of his life, and starting it right gives way to an amazing future.